Hello, and welcome to a deep dive into the controversial topic of Y2K, the supposed doomsday that never was. In this eye-opening video, we unravel the myths surrounding the Y2K bug, exposing the sensationalism and questioning whether it was truly a global threat or just an elaborate scam. Join us as we separate fact from fiction and delve into the intriguing narrative of Y2K as we uncover the truth behind the hype. Let's roll back to the late 90s, when the world was on the brink of the new millennium. An unprecedented tech phenomenon, dubbed as the Y2K or the Millennium Bug, gripped the globe in a frenzy of fear and uncertainty. The Y2K bug was essentially a software issue, where computer systems worldwide, designed to recognize only the last 2 digits of a year, were predicted to malfunction as the calendar rolled over from 1999 to 2000. These systems, it was feared, would interpret the year 2000 as 1900, leading to a cascade of errors in everything from banking transactions to air traffic control systems. The potential for chaos was immense, and the world braced for a digital apocalypse, and so began a global panic. Governments, corporations, and individuals worldwide were convinced of the impending doom. The solution? Massive upgrades to computer systems that could understand the 4-digit year format. Millions of dollars were spent, countless man-hours invested to ensure a smooth transition into the new millennium. In fact, the United States alone reportedly spent over $100 billion on Y2K readiness. The fear was so palpable, it triggered a wave of survivalist preparations, with people stocking up on food, water, and other essentials, preparing for the worst. But what if we told you that there could have been more to this story than just a tech glitch? What if the Y2K bug was not a bug at all, but a well-orchestrated scam? Quite a question, isn't it? This is the premise of a theory that has been floating around since the turn of the millennium. A theory that suggests that the whole Y2K panic was nothing more than a ploy to encourage, or rather pressure companies and ordinary citizens into upgrading their computer systems. Now, how did this theory emerge, you may wonder? Well, it was born out of a combination of skepticism, observations, and a pinch of conspiracy. The skeptics pointed out that the widespread fear and panic surrounding the Y2K problem was disproportionate to the actual threat. They argued that the issue was blown out of proportion to create a sense of urgency, a ticking time bomb that could only be diffused by upgrading to Y2K compliant systems. The observers, on the other hand, noticed a significant surge in the sales of new computer systems and software upgrades leading up to the year 2000. A surge that conveniently benefited computer manufacturers and software companies. They saw this as more than a mere coincidence, linking it to the Y2K scare. Then, there were the conspiracy theorists, who took this idea a step further. They suggested that the Y2K bug was not just a marketing ploy, but a scam orchestrated by tech giants. In their view, these corporations exploited the Y2K bug to manipulate the market and boost their profits. The logic behind this theory is not entirely implausible. Fear, after all, is a powerful motivator, and the fear of a global computer meltdown was enough to make anyone consider an upgrade. But was the Y2K bug really a scam? Or was it a genuine threat that was successfully mitigated through timely action and investment? Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Let's dive deeper into the evidence. If Y2K was indeed a scam, how was it executed and who benefited from it? Let's delve into this intriguing question. The fear of the Y2K bug proved to be a fertile ground for con artists, who exploited the widespread panic to promote risky or even bogus investments. Picture this. In the midst of the Y2K hysteria, your email inbox is bombarded with spam emails promising a solution to the impending digital catastrophe. These emails claim to provide a safe haven for your investments, a shield against the Y2K bug that was predicted to wreak havoc on the financial world. But behind these emails, there were no tech geniuses working tirelessly to save your investments. Instead, these were the workings of shrewd fraudsters, capitalizing on a global panic. The Y2K scare was, in essence, a marketing ploy, a sensationalist narrative that was sold to the public, making them vulnerable to fraudulent investments. Now let's shift our focus to the beneficiaries of this alleged scam. A plethora of companies, particularly those within the tech industry, profited massively from the Y2K scare. They sold the idea that upgrading computer systems was the only way to avert the Y2K disaster. Billions of dollars were spent globally on these upgrades, filling the coffers of these tech firms. It was a windfall like no other, a gold rush in the era of digital revolution. But amidst this chaos and exploitation, there were also those who tried to stem the tide of scams. State securities regulators were among the few who warned investors about the potential for scams related to the Y2K bug. They advised investors to exercise caution, to protect themselves from falling into the trap of these fraudulent investments. State regulators indeed warned investors about potential scams, but was it enough? The answer to this question is not straightforward. While their efforts were commendable, the scale of the Y2K panic, fueled by a lack of information and understanding, was perhaps too monumental to be contained by warnings alone. The clock struck midnight on December 31st, 1999, and the world didn't end. What happened next? As the confetti settled and the new millennium dawned, the widespread panic surrounding the Y2K bug seemed to dissipate almost as quickly as it had arisen. The anticipated catastrophic failure of computer systems worldwide largely did not occur, leaving many to question the validity of the Y2K scare. The dire predictions of planes falling from the sky, banks losing records, and power plants shutting down were largely unfounded. Instead, the world woke up to a new day, a new year, and a new millennium, largely unchanged by the turn of the digital calendar. But what of those who had heeded the warnings and upgraded their systems? Many businesses and individuals had invested significant time and resources into preventing a problem that in the end largely failed to materialize. While some may have felt relief, others were undoubtedly left questioning the necessity of their actions. In the days, weeks, and months that followed, the repercussions for those who had profited from the Y2K scare began to surface. State securities regulators warned investors about the potential for scams related to the year 2000 computer bug. The hype and fear surrounding Y2K problems could have made investors vulnerable to fraudulent investments. Con artists exploited the fear of the Y2K problem by promoting risky or bogus investments, often through spam emails. The fallout from these scams served as a stark reminder of the potential for exploitation in times of widespread fear and uncertainty. The companies that had profited massively from the Y2K scare found themselves under scrutiny. Accusations of fear-mongering for profit were rife, and the legitimacy of the Y2K threat was called into question. In the aftermath of Y2K, society was left to ponder the lessons learned from this event. We were forced to confront the reality of our increasing dependence on technology and the potential vulnerabilities this dependence could expose. The Y2K event, real threat or scam, was a significant moment in our history. What can we learn from the Y2K event and its aftermath? The Y2K event, with all its hype and subsequent anticlimax, offered several important lessons, particularly in the realms of technology and investment. It was a testament to the power of fear and how it can be manipulated to drive massive societal and economic changes. Firstly, the Y2K scare highlighted the importance of staying up to date with technological advancements. While the perceived threat of Y2K was largely overblown, it did underscore the need for regular system upgrades and maintenance, not out of fear, but as a standard practice. It's crucial to keep our systems current and functional, not just to avoid potential bugs, but to adapt to an ever-evolving digital landscape. However, on the flip side, the Y2K event also showed us how fear can be exploited to drive unnecessary upgrades. Companies and individuals were pushed to invest in new technology, not because they needed it, but because they were scared of the potential consequences of not doing so. This highlights the need for critical thinking and informed decision-making when it comes to technological investments. Secondly, the Y2K event was a cautionary tale about investment scams. The fear surrounding the Y2K bug made many people susceptible to fraudulent investments. Con artists exploited this fear, promoting risky or bogus investments, often through spam emails. This serves as a stark reminder to always be wary of investment opportunities that seem too good to be true, or that exploit current events or fears to pressure you into investing. In order to protect ourselves from such scams, it's important to take common sense precautions. Always research any investment thoroughly, seek advice from trusted sources, and remember that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. The Y2K event serves as a reminder to always remain critical and informed, especially in an increasingly digital world.